What's up, everybody? This is Woke Doesn't Actually Exist, the Act Ma'am, and I really wondered how is he gonna do this video, considering he really does not believe woke is a real thing. Let's see.
What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today... You smell that? Oh, that's rancid.
You smell your own vagina.
What is that foul, putrid stench? Did the loathsome dung eater just break into my house? No, that smell is coming from my computer, because I just got done playing 3 hours of Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Oh, no! You done fucked up now!
I have been waiting many years for BioWare to make a return to form. Sadly, the only thing Dragon Age is going to return to is the dirt.
Thanks to Tosh.
That's why we recruited
That's actually good.
her. So I'm non-binary.
Actually, Tosh uses them for themselves now.
It's
Good.
been a decade since Inquisition won
I use past pronouns because you're dead.
Game of the Year in 2014. But after a 10-year hiatus, you'd expect some pretty substantial improvements. Some fun, entertaining.
Listen, if there has been a game that was great 10 years ago and now it's coming back in the glorious modern day, I'm not expecting good things. I'm not expecting improvements. I'm expecting downgrades and a lot of butchered lore.
Dialogue that sounds like it was written by a real human being?
Broken chains. Solus is freeing slaves.
Solus hates slavery.
Good for you, Solus. Even though I don't get it because it's free labor, but I mean, for each their own.
God, I just hate slavery so much. If I could go back in time and undo slavery, I would.
That's extremely anti-Semitic, by the way to say.
I hate it.
Veilguard is the burnt steak of RPGs. As if all the tasty, juicy BioWare goodness has been cooked out of the company. It's like they forgot their own recipe. Whatever semblance of Dragon Age there remained in Inquisition, it's all sucked out here. It has lost all darkness, grit, realism, and intensity it once had. I'm not exaggerating when I say that between 2003 and 2011, BioWare was top of their class. They were best in slot.
True, and then Mass Effect Andromeda came in. There we kind of go.
For the RPG genre. Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, the big three. It's funny that with the first Dragon Age, BioWare had actually taken inspiration from the Baldur's Gate series. And how ironic it is that BioWare would turn their back on this successful and proven style of RPG, and now it's Larian who have picked up the torch and are running with it. I mean, wow, can you even believe it? That's the third RPG in this style that's won game.
The way he talks about this currently makes me think that he's just completely oblivious why this is happening, and it's just, oh, it's a random thing that happened for no reason. Interesting.
Game of the Year. It's almost like there might be something to this style of game. Baldur's Gate 3 should have been a wake-up call, but ever since Dragon Age 2, BioWare has slowly but surely turned their back on everything people loved about their games, and they have embraced mediocrity with open arms. Now again, that's just my opinion. If you're having fun with the game, don't let me...
That's my wife right there. She is the cum dumpster of dreams, okay? I will not have anyone say anything bad about her, because she was made for one thing.
Or anyone else stop you. Me, on the other hand, I cannot stand playing Dragon Age the Veilguard. To be honest, I knew I wasn't gonna like Veilguard when I saw the gameplay showcase, but man, sometimes that music kicks in. And I think, well, maybe they'll come back. Dragon Age Origins was so fucking good, man. No cap, Origins is BioWare's best game. There, I said it. Yeah, fight me in the comments. The reason I tried out...
You can't, because he said no cap.
Veilguard is because I'm still chasing the dragon.
Hang on, I almost caught the dragon.
You don't ever catch the dragon, Dad!
Literally, the one on the front cover. So today I'm going to give you all a crash course on how to turn me off of your RPG and never play it again. This instructional training video will teach you how to destroy a franchise. Step 1. Promote your fantasy RPG like it's a fucking hero shooter.
You know there will be dragons.
Cringe. Oh, the cringe. Oh, wow, that's Lucanus. Wow, he's the mage killer. Whoa. But Lara, the veil jumper? Wow,
And yes, she is extremely retarded.
how cool. I love these characters already. Dude, real talk, why was this reveal trailer shoving characters down my throat? We can be heroes? What the fuck? Who thought to brand a Dragon Age game like this? You want to see branding?
People you say don't exist and don't ruin the game industry and don't cause problems.
Boom. Veilguard gave the wrong
It's still very homoerotic.
impression right when it was shown. People didn't react too positively to it, and I don't blame them. Showing the names and titles of every companion on screen is a cheap, ineffective tactic.
I like how, you know, one thing is to show, by the way, characters and their names, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna recruit them! Which, by the way, completely takes everything out of the story, because you already know that whatever you do, these are gonna be your best friends for life. Okay? But the fact that you have, like, these quirky titles or nicknames or tit-tats or whatever, the mage killer, the veil jumper, and things like that, that is truly stupid.
To try and create a connection between the audience and the characters. If you can't make them interesting through, you know, good writing, I'd just throw their names on screen, kill any and all.
Wait, what do you mean? Do you not like the non-binary arc of Tosh being a complete fucking little bitch and child that needs to be cuddled, or the percent is gonna increase? I'm sorry. How?
Intrigue about what lies in store for the player and who they might be able to recruit on their team. Complaining about the marketing might be a minor point, sure, but this is the first impression. It matters a lot. And instead of trying to sell me on this immense, incredible fantasy world that I can explore, I'm being sold characters I haven't even met yet. For more information on how to maintain my interest, consult this trailer for Origins.
Orcs are people too, and obviously they're black people, so there you go. By the way, someone commented something genius about orcs being black. If orcs are black people, then what are black people? I no one actually thought that far ahead.
You see how they portray the cast through the actions, facial expressions, combat style, and dialogue, and also how they work together as a team? Crazy, right? It's like my mind is able to gather information about their personalities. Hey, this goth-looking woman with a staff, I think she might be a witch. I can't tell because my eyeballs don't work, and neither does my brain. This trailer is cool. It has a unique
I believe that. That's probably not even a joke.
style, it's entertaining, and it's badass.
The righteous stand before the darkness, and the Maker shall guide their hand.
Clearly, Veilguard missed the mark in its marketing. It came across like Disney had just bought out BioWare. These trailers were heavily disliked, probably because they showed a version of Dragon Age that bears no resemblance to its bloody, violent past. Like they've taken all the edge out of Dragon Age. It's gone soft. Like, dude, they even cut.
I wonder why. Do you think he's even gonna mention the word woke a single time in this video? I mean, you're literally complaining about everything you believe doesn't exist. It's right there in front of your face, and you're like, oh, how are these decisions made? I don't know. Maybe this is an ideology shoved down your throat. Maybe that's why these decisions are being made.
Cut out this neck snap. Like, why are you trying to hide this in editing? No neck snapping, guys. It's too controversial, okay? No, take the blood out. That's too graphic. Wouldn't want to offend anybody.
Meanwhile.
Now, marketing isn't everything, but you can learn a lot about a creator's intentions, what impression they want to leave on you, how they want to sell you something and earn your hard-earned money. For Origins, they were selling you a brutal, violent medieval world. For Veilguard, they're selling you Dragon Age, but it's rated E for everyone. Certainly doesn't
Dragon Age, but it was made in Fortnite.
help that they changed the original title from Dreadwolf to the Veilguard, but the marketing did absolutely no favors for this game.
By the way, there's some kind of video out where there has been leaked news about what this game actually was initially intended, and, well, now how it actually turned out, which is hilarious as always.
And the gameplay showcase confirmed my suspicions that this wouldn't be a return to form, it would be an even further jump away from it. By trying to make something that's safe and appeals to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. By making the inoffensive, you end up with the uninteresting. When you shave off all the edges, everything is without form. Step number 2 on how to
Yet gay pride parades are okay, because they don't follow that formula. Huh?
ruin a franchise. Butcher the art style. Hey, quick question. What is this? BioWare, what the fuck is this? This is a Darkspawn. Are you serious?
I think that's like a cave troll, maybe?
Yes.
An autistic
Somehow you made them
child?
even more cartoony and stupid looking than Dragon Age 2? This is what I'm talking about. See how much of the identity
Hey, this is pretty good.
and style of this series they've lost? The Darkspawn in Origins were a force of nature type villain. Evil creatures birthed by terrible magic. Their blood is poison as they are poison to the world, bringing a literal blight to the land. But now, in Veilguard...
What about Darkspawn?
What about Darkspawn? This gives off COD Vanguard vibes. We're fighting in World War II. I'm having a great time. What about you guys? What about Nazis?
I shoot Nazis. They die.
What about Darkspawn?
Like the Darkspawn are an afterthought. They're just treated as a joke, while they look like
I mean, they probably unironically are.
one too. Not to mention what they've done with the Quinari. To be fair, they don't look the same in any game. But like, come on. What is this?
You can't be evil. If you make the demons evil, then they're probably just another allegory for black people, and they can't be evil. Yes, by the way, everything non-human and white is an allegory for blacks, if you haven't picked up on that already.
There's a lot I hate about Dragon Age 2, but man, they nailed the look of the Quinari. Now they look weak, soft, fragile. Oh.
Are you implying the trans man is not masculine? Bad, Actman, bad.
And they're emotionally susceptible and vulnerable. Where's my boy Sten? I need some tough manliness in here. It seems like every race has been homogenized to be as palatable and safe for work as possible. When you establish unique, recognizable races in your
Again, like, that's not one of the primary traits of woke ideology.
fantasy universe, it's probably best to keep their art style consistent so we're not left wondering why everything looks so fucking weird. Same thing with the demons, man. This is just pitiful. That's a pride demon right there. In Origins, these were gnarly creatures that resided in the mystical realm called the Fade. It was a dreamscape where these creatures sat and waited, and they were capable of all sorts of psychological torture and human possession. There's like 3 different children in Origins that get possessed by a demon, and you can kill all of them. You can kill children in Origins. By making the Darkspawn and the demons look so generic and silly and cartoonish, it takes away from my ability to take them seriously as a threat. As if
Well, nice pause. I love it. Well, everything is a joke and not to be taken seriously in Dragon Age Veilguard. That's the problem, because when everything is offensive, you can't discuss serious topics. You can't discuss anything more in depth than a slice of bread in a puddle. Okay? You can't. It's just because it's offensive. It's instantaneously bad. You can't. All of these problems, all of these things need to be extremely surface level, because the moment there is any nuance, someone gets offended, and that's big bad.
BioWare is intentionally trying to diffuse any and all tension this game could have had. And for a world that's on the brink of destruction, it sure seems like everyone's having an okay time. I guess the one area I can give Veilguard props in is that the game does look phenomenal. The locations are beautifully detailed and diverse, but we have the same problem as Concord.
Dude, almost all AAA games do look good. That is a thing nowadays. Honestly, design, well, not design in detail is a thing, but, you know, designing a forest, almost all forests in every AAA game are gonna look actually decent. So saying you made a forest look good in the modern day is meaningless. It's not critique, it's to be expected. If it's not there, then you say, how the hell did you not manage that? This is the same tier of stupid criticism as people who were playing Starfield and said, oh, but look at the stars and the planets, it looks so good. Yeah, I have never seen even a 2D game that fails to actually make that look good. It's impossible to fail. So, when something is impossible to fail and it always looks good, there's no point mentioning it as a positive, because it's already expected to be a positive.
You can't dump your entire budget into graphical fidelity and assume I'm gonna like looking at your game. Style trumps graphics every single time. Just look at Jet Set Radio Future. Origins may have had a bombastic, action-packed trailer, but once you arrived at the main menu, it was much more somber and serious. The point I'm trying to make is when I look at Veilguard,
Yes, I also, by the way, judge every game I play by the main menu.
Can't find any unique way to describe it. It is just purely generic. Step number 3, fail to reconnect with your audience. Now keep in mind, it's been 10 years since Inquisition. Most people are gonna be out of the loop on everything Dragon Age related. So Veilguard has to carefully and methodically reel players and fans back into the fold. Remind them what they love about these games, this series, and this universe, and what the world.
For old fans, probably impossible. For new people, because there's no fans of this series. Okay, I don't know.
Is all about. Nah, screw all that. Welcome to the world of Dragon Age. Are you ready to save the world? What? No, the game just started. That's nice. Remember that guy Solus? Well, hey, he summoned a bunch of demons. You gotta stop him right now. Are you ready to save the world? It's been 5 minutes since you finished making your character. Hold on, where am I? Can I explore this area?
To be absolutely fair, though, at least the start of the game is at least something, because stuff happens and they don't allow you to think too much about the stuff happening, because it's just like spastic modern day zoomer bullshit. So at least they hide how bad they are pretty well on average, at the start at least.
Area? Do I have an origin story? How did I meet up with my companions?
Well, you met up with her because she's clearly a cripple. And that's inclusive. And what are you going to say no to a cripple? But by the way, this character is hilarious. You're supposed to contract her to be a guide and find fucking Solas's ass in the big city. And she kind of helps you out with it, even though you determine where he is instantaneously anyway. And then you go there, and then you meet her, and she just kind of joins you, and yeah, she never leaves. I'm not kidding. That is the story of this character. She's like, yeah, I'm now part of the group. I'm never leaving. Fuck you. Thank you very much. Have you seen my prosthetic leg? Because I'm a cripple.
What the fuck happened to Varric? The pacing in Veilguard is atrocious. I could tell something was wrong right off the rip. BioWare makes no attempt at world.
The pacing is not even atrocious, honestly. The pacing is on. The pacing, even though it's bad, is probably unironically the best part about this game, I would honestly say.
Building before shoving you
everything else is the bigger problem.
Straight into it. To me, this is RPG kryptonite.
Like, look at this. The first city where you find your crippled companion, You just don't understand anything what's happening. These people attack you. Why they are attacking you? Are they aren't they like a part of the city? I mean, what is happening? You have no idea who is your enemy, why they are your enemy, or whatever the fuck is happening. Is the whole city your enemy? Is just the god evil? You literally get in the first 10 minutes of the game a cutscene where the city officials like shine a spotlight on a child or something, and you're like, I gotta save them, and then you get stopped to save them, and I don't know what I'm supposed to think. Is the city evil? Is the city not evil? If the city is evil, why do we have someone from the city who's like gonna be our fucking tour guide or something like that? Like, none of this is understandable. Okay, the pacing's not bad, but the explanations of why what is happening is just pure autism.
Tonight, rushing the player into a setting and universe they know almost nothing about or are unfamiliar with, and then expecting that player to care about saving this world. This is why TV shows have like episodic recaps, because people have short-term memory, and they need to be reminded of what happened a week ago, let alone 10 fucking years. My immersion wasn't broken. It was never established. The game failed to connect with me because right from the start...
Yeah, that's because you're a white supremacist. Shut the fuck up, act ma'am.
I had
no end of questions, Guardian.
Our story begins where all great stories begin. With the seediest bar in town.
Oh yeah, also this is so cringe. You get started with the introduction, and there's like a narration. Then you make your character, and then it's like, okay, the narration continues, but it's fucking Zoomer humor. So they say, oh man, oh right, the story. Oh, cringe.
It's the seediest bar in town, and yet it doesn't have a name, nor does the person who owns it. Who are these people I'm fighting? Why? Who's Nevgalis? What's she doing here?
Well, she's a cripple, and that's honestly all that matters.
She get lost? How did our team even form? Did everybody link up to fight Solus? If so, why are we all in separate places and not together as a team? What's up with this floating city? Why does it shine a light on some random lady? Like, what? What am I...
Yeah, exactly. And why is this supposed to be evil by the words of, you know, our main character?
Supposed to feel? What did she do?
But I didn't do anything!
We've got to help her.
Help her with what?
Yeah, exactly.
Where'd that lady go? What was going to happen to her? Oh, nothing, I guess. Veilguard also commits the cardinal RPG sin of spamming you with jargon fantasy names and places, and not allowing these concepts of world building to breathe. If you give players too much info too quickly, it can be overwhelming, and it makes it hard for them to tell what's important, what names they should remember. Nothing bothers me more than when I'm told to say...
Also, that's a stupid explanation, okay? You know how you make people fucking remember things? StarCraft. The Zerg appear. You know how you get accustomed to what the Zerg are? By fucking fighting them. That's what it is. That's what you see. That's what you get, okay? You can't just have exposition dumps. You actually need something being said, and then it gets tied to something. Not it's just like 2 + 2 is 5. That's your new life now. Deal with it.
Save the world within 5 minutes of starting a 50-hour game.
I stopped you from destroying the world. I was not destroying the world.
Really, really great
He's bald.
dialogue. You were destroying the world.
No.
The fuck you mean, nah? You stopped Solus from flooding the world with demons, Rook.
The elven gods Elganan and Gillenane have escaped from Fen'Harel's prison.
That's a lot of stupid names. We should reinstate elf slavery.
It seems like they want to destroy the world. Like I said,
not because I want to enslave her, but you know, because I kind of actually do.
The world, you can mull it over later.
Yep, that's the plot. That's like,
listen, it's not like she has a lot of free will to begin, okay? There's not a lot going up there, okay? She literally tries to fix machinery by bashing it with a fucking future screwdriver or something, and it doesn't work and she's surprised, okay? It's not like her life would change a lot.
The plot, that's what I hate about RPGs right there. I feel like the inciting incident, what starts the journey of an RPG, is the most pivotal moment in the early game, because that's when people will either be hooked or they'll turn the game off and never boot it up again.
Also, starting a game with, by the way, a cutscene of you beating people instead of you actually beating people is kind of stupid.
Fable starts with you as a child doing chores around town so you can buy a birthday gift for your sister. Then it gets attacked by bandits who murder your parents, your sister gets her eyes cut out and kidnapped, and then you're kidnapped by a man who ends up—
Don't worry, Act Ma'am. The Fable franchise is also returning, and it's gonna be woke. Oh wait, no, you don't believe in woke. So it's gonna be great, don't you worry about it.
Betraying you, and it's nice, simple, wholesome fun. And I'm hooked. This is why I prefer when RPGs start small and slow. In Origins, the Darkspawn are the main threat, sure, but your first goal is to complete your origin story, then become a Grey Warden, then you fight in a huge battle, realize how grave a threat the Darkspawn truly are, and set about rallying allies and support with the ultimate goal of killing the Archdemon and saving Ferelden, stopping the Blight. By having it be save Ferelden and not save the world, it's much more personal and it makes the world of Dragon Age feel much bigger. It's a slow burn, and that's the best way to cook a nice juicy steak, by raising the stakes over time. Why did they ditch the origin stories? No other game really does that. Each one gave you a slice of life. They established relationships between races, the different factions, which ones don't get along.
That's not necessary because everyone gets along here, Actman. How do you not understand this, you bigot?
Templars and mages? Oh boy. In Veilguard, they completely skipped this crucial step and just jumped straight to the inciting incident. It'd be like if this was the start of Origins. If they just skipped right to the Battle of Ostagar, it'd be jarring and confusing. It'd be like, who the fuck am I? Where am I? What am I doing? Who are all these people? Instead of these origin stories showing how your character becomes who they are, how you just click a button in the main menu. Yep, this is who I am. I'm a Grey Warden.
I've seen your work. Like that time you ditched your orders for a better strategy during a Darkspawn attack.
Like that time you stopped the Darkspawn? Remember that, Root? Remember that? Remember all that Grey Warden stuff you did? Sure. My character's history is assumed and told to me. I don't get to play.
By the way, it's hilarious how much like emphasis they technically put on you being a ex-fan of the genre, of the game, of the series. And they kind of want to make you be like, remember all the good old times, asshole? And yet this game completely ignores all of it and just mucks about and is essentially created for the new audiences. Not even modern audiences, honestly, but just a completely new audience because the old audience is, you know, dead.
Through it or live it myself. It feels cheap and lazy. Origins also did this crazy thing where you could like have control of your character and explore an area right from the start. You could engage in dialogue at your own pace, talk to different NPCs, maybe try to solve some riddles a talking demon bear is giving you. In Veilguard at the start, you're railroaded down a single path, balancing on beams.
Well, to be honest, that's probably good because I really doubt that you could do more than that, Actman.
And watching things happen around you before engaging in incredibly shallow combat. The key to RPGs and why I love them so much comes down to player choice. Origins has no end of it, Veilguard has very little. And hey, if you like—
He means the gay relationships.
Like what you've been watching today, then feel free to support me on Patreon. I just redid all the tiers.
Or
Step number
don't.
4 to destroying a franchise. Simplify and remove RPG mechanics. Those pesky numbers that make creating a build interesting and fun. You don't need none of that. Yeah, make it look like a fucking mobile game. It's gotta be as simple—
Yeah, make it look like Diablo 4.
and basic as possible. Veilguard is just another action game, with cookie-cutter combat and nothing to make it stand out. Nothing but brain-numbing puzzles so simple and basic a toddler would get bored of them. As much—
I mean, he says that, but he literally shows you the most intense and complicated puzzle in the game.
but brain-numbing puzzles so simple and basic a toddler would get bored of them. As much shit as I give Diablo 4, I would honestly play that over this, because at least you
That just kind of tells everyone that you're an idiot.
can build a character through armor and weapons and all different kinds of upgrades. It gives you something to strive for. I don't know why Veilguard insists on being an action-adventure game with just like one little tiny slice of RPG. There are some flashy moves, I suppose, but there's no real thought or strategy. No need to worry about your positioning or tactics. All attacks are painfully telegraphed, easy and obvious to dodge. No need to worry about leveling up your character and getting better gear. Just run around while your allies attack the enemy because they can't be killed for some reason. Or hell, you can't even control your party members. You can give them like a few
They're pre-built individuals, Actman. What are you saying? You can't control others? That's evil.
basic commands. But again, that's something that used to interest me, was like building a party. It was one of BioWare's greatest strengths with their RPGs. You gotta control 3 or 4 characters instead of just one. It allowed you to play other classes that you didn't pick for your specific character. It gave you more options to differentiate and create your build. BioWare's RPG mechanics used to be the seasoning on the steak, and once again, Larian has continued this design aspect of a full party you control. They're the ones doing that now to great success. It feels like all of the dynamic choices and elements have slowly been stripped away from the Dragon Age series, and that's how it's been destroyed. Step number 5, and this is a good one. Make me hate my companions. There's such a stark contrast between dialogue in previous games.
Whoa, no.
Compared to Veilguard. It's not just the writing, but the performances as well.
If you are neither...
No, don't highlight how stupid she is. I'm kind of like ashamed of that.
A man nor a woman, then what are you?
Actman.
Fucking gay!
Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on.
Even the random NPCs from Origins sounded like they were giving it their all.
Lies! You have betrayed us! Betrayed our lady!
The dialogue is so wooden, stilted, and lifeless.
Oh,
It makes
come
all of
on! Cut there!
the companions feel inhuman, as if they had their lines written in alphabetical order and read them.
I wonder why. I wonder what kind of people made this. I wonder, can we actually summarize a name for these people? Except mentally deranged, obviously. And percenters, okay? What can we do here? Is there any kind of large-scale describer word that we can insert here? Probably not, yeah.
Without any context of the situation. Instead of going through the process of meeting and recruiting your companions, you know, like how meeting people in real life normally works, instead they're just given to you. Your character, the Rook, has already met these 3, but I haven't. I'm the one playing this game. So there's a disconnect between me, my player character, and my companions, because my character met these people off screen. In Origins, companions felt way more natural. They were a smaller part of a bigger world. And more importantly, recruiting them was an option. You can leave Sten to die in his cell if you want. You can kill all of your companions except one. How the companions were introduced in Origins was authentic. It showed you a part of who they were, what drives them, what are their values. Nev Gallus is introduced by doing magic.
Varric, Harding. Not the worst timing.
Huh. And they all get their cute, quirky little intros. I'm a mage.
I'm a mage. I'll go.
The companions in Veilguard have this uncanny ability of avoiding anything that might be dark, edgy, gritty, or evil.
I wonder why yet again. I wonder why.
It's like everything is sugar-coated now. In Origins, you can let a mother sacrifice herself in a blood magic ritual to save her demon-possessed child.
You let lady...
Yeah, that's every day. Okay, social issues. I mean, was he gonna actually say something of substance? Let's see.
And there isn't. So to recap, Veilguard comes across like it's trying to be a hero shooter or a Marvel movie.
Not a great plan.
The art style and tone of the series has been butchered to be as PG as possible. BioWare failed to reconnect me with this universe by throwing me into the heat of things without any buildup or context. They've simplified and removed pretty much all RPG mechanics. I don't like any of the companions I met so far, and my ability to play a role in this game has been completely severed. Even though I didn't play Veilguard much, I don't need to.
Well, why? What do you mean you can't play a role? Evil is not a role. You can't be evil. So you're doing exactly what you should be doing. Being good. Okay? Solving social issues like pronouns and other gay shit.
The game failed to immerse me from the start, and I never felt like I could imprint myself on the protagonist. That's why I play RPGs, to play a role. Now I want to briefly touch on tackling social issues in your fantasy RPG.
Wait, that's a Freudian slip almost right there. Because playing a role is not the same as you imprinting yourself on something. Imprinting yourself on something means that you have chicken arms and legs and are weak, which does make a lot of sense.
RPG universe. Dragon Age has never shied away from showing race relations, racism, or including characters with mental
Yeah, that's not allowed.
disabilities. You meet an autistic
Every retard is as good as a normal person.
savant dwarf who's really good with enchantment, but the game doesn't tell you he's autistic. In Veilguard, one of your companions, Tosh, just straight up says, "So, I'm non-binary."
So...
Well, how else are you supposed to know that?
I'm non-binary.
What does that mean?
One of the most essential parts of storytelling or driving home a message is that you give the audience some agency to figure out what that message is on their own.
That's the wrong thing. Dude, this is insane. This is the worst Actman video I have seen ever. It's been a long time, though. Anyway, that was the Actman in full throttle, boys. 10 out of 10. Bye.